In this problem, we're trying to find the sine of 2 lambda, and we don't know what lambda is, so I should comment at the outset here that if we were to know what lambda was, and we wanted to find the sine of 2 lambda, we would multiply that known value by 2, find the result, and then take the sine of that. But since we don't know what lambda is, and rather only know some things about lambda, notice the given information at the top, we're going to have to go about this in a roundabout way. The equation that just popped up is a discovery that was made over 400 years ago for all values of lambda, which means if I want to compute the quantity on the left side of that equation, it would suffice equally to compute the quantity on the right. And the quantity on the right is easier to compute because I can deduce things about lambda from the given information without ever finding out what lambda itself is. Let's proceed. So my goal is to compute the right side of this equation because I will thereby be computing the left side as well, which is what I want. Well, first I'm going to substitute negative radical 2 over 3 in for the sine of lambda. That was given to me in the problem, so I know that. I would argue now, look at the bottom line on the screen, I would argue that if I can find the cosine of lambda, I can then complete the problem that I wanted to do. Further, I can find the cosine of lambda because I know that the cosine squared plus the sine squared for any given number always equals 1. I can plug in the known value for sine of lambda, and if I were to do a bunch of algebra, I would then find out what the cosine of lambda is. By the way, if you want to see the algebra, get ready to hit pause. Here's the algebra. Actually, it's worth noting here that I chose the negative solution to this equation because they told me that the cosine was less than 0. Pause if you want to see the particulars. And let's proceed. Now that we know the cosine of lambda, I can plug that into the equation on the left, which was my original goal in computing this quantity. And now if you just do some basic fraction and radical algebra, you'll have the simplified version of the sine of 2 lambda. And again, it's worth ending by noting we found the sine of 2 lambda without ever finding out what lambda itself was. And that completes this problem.